oh, it looks so bland, it doesn't look so nice, put some dark soy sauce. Dark soy sauce do not have much flavor. Hi guys, today I can show you how to make Asian meatball soup. So the meat I'm using ground pork and also shrimp, and the vegetable is cabbage, carrot, and napa cabbage. So first, put the vegetable aside. We're gonna make the sauce or the liquid that we can pour into the meat when we blend it. Ice cold water, 1 tablespoon, oh my goodness, 1 tablespoon. 2 ice cubes. 1 tablespoon of fish sauce. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. 1 tablespoon of unsalted garlic powder. So this one, unsalted garlic powder. 2 teaspoons of sugar. 1.5 teaspoon of baking powder. 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. And 1 tablespoon of cooking oil. Oh, and also pepper, 1/4 teaspoon, and mix well. Now that we got the liquid, everything else can be really easy, and blend the meat and the sauce together. So in here is 450 grams of ground pork, lean ground pork, or 1 pound. I also have 150 grams of shrimp. You can use small size, bigger size, that's up to you. And the liquid, mix well. So after you mix the liquid, it looks foamy. Okay, mix well and pour everything in. You can blend 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, so I blended about 2.5 minutes. So after that, I'll show you the texture. With this machine, I didn't have to stop and then turn it on, like on and off. This machine's really good. So here the texture. The color is a bit lighter than earlier. And it smells good. So some blender, if you blend it too long, the machine can turn warm, and sometimes that can ruin your meat. That is why we recommend to put 2 ice cubes. So this way it can help calm down the warmness, because you want the meat to be not like warm. So right now the meat's okay, but if you blend it longer, it will be warm and it may ruin the meat texture. In here is about 2.5 liters of water, and once you start to see bubbles, you're going to lower the heat to medium heat. And I'm gonna wet my hand a little bit. So just grab the meat. You can choose to wear gloves or not, it's up to you. And the spoon, always wet with water, so this way it doesn't stick to the spoon. And you just have to squeeze it out like this. So I have shown you guys before how to shape the meatball. You're gonna need one hand to grab the meat. You're going to use the pointing finger and the thumb. So grab the meat, but you can also wet your hand with the water, and the water should be cold, and you're just gonna squeeze it out. Pointing finger and the thumb, squeeze it. Don't put too much meat if your hand is a bit small. Squeeze it out like that, and the wet spoon, dip the water and cut it. And then it should be round like that. Okay. And if you want the meatball to be bigger, same thing, pointing finger and the thumb, you just have to squeeze it bigger and open up the opening, just make it bigger, just like that until it's smooth. Cut it. I think it's better if you can shape the meatball like smaller. It's easier to eat. I like to just make it small ones. You don't want the water to be boiling, because you want the meatball to cook slowly, so this way it doesn't crack. At the same time, the steam that's coming out from the water doesn't burn your hand. So I'm gonna lower the heat. When it starts to stay here longer, the water can boil. So I'm gonna lower the heat to heat 3. With this, sometimes you can make lots and freeze them. So with this, you want it smooth, you have to just keep on squeezing back and forth, then it will be smooth eventually. Like that, like squeezing. And the last one, you cannot squeeze anymore, just shape it. Shape it well to the best that you can and drop it in. That's it. And after, you can turn the heat to a high heat. I'm gonna turn to heat 6, medium heat, and let it cook about 5 minutes. The way that you can tell if the meatball is start to cook when it start to float up, right? So when you put in the meatball from the beginning, when you squeeze it, it sinks to the bottom. As they are floating up, that means they start to cook. So I'm gonna scoop the one that is on the top because I'm gonna freeze some of it. I'm not gonna use all of it today. And you need ice cold water to stop the cooking process. Just gonna put it in here like this. Only 2 spoonfuls. Let it cool down and then bag it up and throw it in the freezer. And for this one, I'm gonna let it cook like this because I'm gonna use this meat to make the soup with the vegetable that I showed you guys with cabbage, carrot, and napa cabbage. So for now, let it cook, and I'm gonna take that time to prep the vegetable. I'm gonna lower the heat to heat 4 because it's gonna take me some time to prep those. For this one, you don't have to wait. Just let it cool down and bag it up and throw it in the freezer right away. It's not much. I just want to show you guys that if you want to freeze them, you don't have to wait it too long because the next time you cook it again, you're gonna put it back into the hot soup again. Squeeze out all the air and throw them into the freezer. Okay, so I'm gonna put some cabbage, half of these. Oh, what happened? Why is it kind of dark inside? Okay. Cut the core out. Just cut it up to any smaller size that you like that. And I also have carrot, 1 large carrot. Okay, and I'm gonna cut it into smaller pieces so then it's easier to eat. Cut them into like strip like this, right? Strip. And this way also will make the carrot cook faster. And also napa cabbage, cut out the head, and I'm just gonna cut it like this. For napa cabbage, I'm gonna put it last. So first I'm gonna clean this and put this in with the meatball. I'm gonna turn the heat back to high heat now that the vegetable is ready. So I have cabbage, I have carrot. Just gonna put it in. Carrot is large carrot, 1 large carrot and about maybe 300 grams of cabbage. Okay. You can put half tablespoon of salt. Half tablespoon of sugar, that's to balance the flavor. And that you may say, oh, that's a lot of sugar. It's not because a whole pot here, you're not going to eat a whole pot of the soup, right? This can feed up to 8 people or 6 people if you eat lots. So then the amount of sugar that you get is only so little because you're not going to eat the whole pot. And the same thing with the sodium, with the fish sauce and all that stuff. So, oh, did I put fish sauce earlier? No, I didn't. And 1 tablespoon of fish sauce. 1 teaspoon of chicken powder. That's it. Okay, now you can bring it to boil. And if you want to give a little bit of color to this, to the soup, let's say, oh, it looks so bland. It doesn't look so nice. Put some dark soy sauce. Dark soy sauce do not have much flavor. I had said many times it only supposed to give a lightly flavor, but mostly color. I'm gonna put here about half teaspoon. Put like that to give the color to the broth. That's it. When the soup is boiling, you're going to lower the heat to medium heat. I'm gonna put about heat 7, okay? just about medium heat a little bit, and you can set timer for 10 minutes, so this way the carrot and the cabbage can become softer. The flavor from the cabbage and the carrot will come to the broth, make the broth taste better. So as topping, you need some green onion. I have lots here. This one my dad picked it in the house. He planted. This one is just garlic leaves. But you also can put green onion or cilantro if you like. Okay, I have 1 bulb of garlic. You're gonna fry this, and then when it's crispy, you can pour into the soup when it's done. Okay, mince some garlic. So after 10 minutes, cook it on medium heat. The carrot should be softer, the same thing with the cabbage. Now we can put napa cabbage. Napa cabbage does not take as long to cook or get softer. This one may be about 200 grams. Okay, bring it to boil, and when you bring it to boil, you can let it cook about 5 minutes. And it will become softer, and then it doesn't show much napa cabbage or vegetable. So in the meantime, I'm gonna push this pot to the other stove. Let that cook, and then here is my pot. So I have some cooking oil. I'm gonna make fried garlic as topping. Put about 2 tablespoons of oil. Mince 1 bulb of garlic, and that one is about 2 tablespoons of cooking oil, and add in. And just stir it up. You can lower the heat to medium-high heat. You also can put a bit more of cooking oil, it's up to you. So for the garlic, when it turns this color, you need to turn off the heat, take it off the heat, and right after, put it into this broth here. Right here, I have my soup, it's all ready. And just put a whole bunch of garlic here. And you can save the rest. It can get burned, so I'm gonna add just a bit more cooking oil to stop the cooking process, so then the garlic can stay the same color. That's it. And for the green onion, you can put lots like that. So after you put the garlic and green onion, that's it. You can turn off the heat and it's done. Meatball soup. Asian meatball soup. The soup is done. You can stir everything up. It's a little bit of this meatball soup. You can put just a little bit of rice. So I always eat with a little bit of rice. So soup with some carbs. Wow, perfect flavor. The meatball tastes really good.